Thanks for listening to English Go Podcast. If you'd like to listen without adverts, read episode transcripts, or listen to extra bonus episodes, please check the description for more details. It was my birthday recently, and originally I wanted to go to a jazz bar or like a jazz cafe or something like that, somewhere where you can hear jazz being played live. I'm not the world's biggest fan of jazz, to be honest. That does actually, when people say I'm not the world's biggest fan of something, that normally means they don't like it. But in this case, I do like it. I'm just not such a big fan of it. I normally listen to, what kind of music do I normally listen to? Lots of kinds of different music, really, but not so often jazz. But occasionally I'll listen to jazz. And there is a bar near us. It's not a jazz bar. It's just like a bar where you drink. And in this bar, they play jazz. But it's not live jazz. Sorry, it's a bit confusing. So they always play jazz in this bar, and it's just over speakers. So not live jazz at all. And we go in there sometimes, and it's always got this nice, relaxing atmosphere. And I really enjoy listening to the jazz in that jazz-type bar. But I've always wanted to go to like a real jazz bar or like a jazz cafe or somewhere like that, where you can hear it played live. Because I really like listening to certain kinds of live music. Usually live music that doesn't need amplification, which means it doesn't need amplifiers. It doesn't need something to amplify the sound, to make it louder. So it's just, so for example, I've sometimes go to like a classical concert, and you don't need to, that doesn't come through speakers. It's just natural. So yeah, that kind of like smaller environment, a smaller what do I want to say? Smaller, like a meeting, a gathering. I can't find the right word. Performance, that will do, yeah. A smaller performance where there's not too many people there and it's not too loud. And then I can really enjoy the music more, I think. Anyway, that is not what I want to talk to you about today. That's where I wanted to go for my birthday originally. But after trying to find somewhere good to go to, there were a few options. I mean, it's Tokyo, so there's probably lots of options. But I don't know anything about jazz bars, and nor does my wife, so we couldn't really decide on a good place to go. So the day before my birthday, like the night before my birthday, I think it was, my wife said, do you want to go to this place called Joypolis? And I didn't know what it was, so I looked on the website, and it was like an indoor game center / fairground, I suppose. So they had a few like rides, like fairground type rides, sort of like a theme park, but much smaller, obviously, because it's all indoors. And I looked at the website for a while, and I thought, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll give that a go. So off we went in the morning. We got there early. I wanted to get there as early as possible, because I know that these kind of places are usually busy, and it's the summer holidays over here, so all the children are off school. And it wasn't a weekend, it was during the week, so I thought that will help a bit, but still, I thought it was best to get there early. So we arrived at 10 and went inside, but no. We arrived at 10 and we queued. I don't know how long, maybe about 20 minutes, I think, to get in. So 10 is when it opens, and we arrived maybe like 5 minutes before 10 or something. And it was already a big queue. And I thought, this is going to get worse. It's going to get busier throughout the day. And it did. But it was good going in there early, because it meant that we got to go on, I think, probably one of the most popular rides, which was like a roller coaster. And how long did we queue for that? I think it was about 15 to 20 minutes. and then shortly afterwards it went up to an hour, and it stayed there at an hour. Anyway, this first ride we went on, this roller coaster, it's very clever what they've done at this place, because it's hard to fit a roller coaster inside a building, isn't it? Because roller coasters are usually huge. So they put this one in, and it's a small roller coaster. So if you just get on it and ride it, then it would finish in like, I don't know, probably like 20 seconds or something. I don't know. So what they've done is they've mixed this roller coaster with like a rhythm action game. So you know those like computer games where you have to like hit some buttons in time with a beat. You know, there's a song playing in the background, and you have to get you have to press the buttons to the beat. Not always buttons. It depends on the game, but I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Anyway, for this ride, they'd done that on the like the harness, the thing that you put over your head, you know, that secures you in your seat. They'd put these 3 big buttons, and you could press these 3 big buttons as the music was playing, and there was a screen in front of you. It was really weird, actually. So the ride starts, and then it goes up to this big screen, and then stops. And you start pressing these buttons to the music, so you start playing the game. And then the screen starts moving with you. Like, it's a huge screen, really big. I didn't know how many inches. 100 inches? I don't know. It was huge. And it moves with you, which is weird, but really slowly. So you're moving forward, but really slowly. And then at some point you stop, and then at some point you move again, and at some point the screen moves with you. And I think this happens about 3 times. So you like move to another screen and play a different song, and they get harder and harder each time you play. And then eventually it just sort of like let you go, and you just it just becomes a normal roller coaster then, and it goes around a corner quite fast, and then upside down, and then a few more turns, and then the ride's over. But I thought it was really clever the way they'd put those games inside the ride to make it longer, because it would be, like I said, it would be over in about 20 seconds, maybe even less, because it's an indoor roller coaster, and it's just so hard to fit a giant, well, it's impossible to fit a giant roller coaster indoors in the middle of Tokyo. So yeah, I thought it was really clever. They managed to put this game in that made the ride last longer, and in the end, it felt like a good roller coaster. I enjoyed it. I wanted to go on again, but I didn't want to wait for another 60 minutes. So I'm glad we got there early and went on that ride first. The next ride we went on was like a giant half pipe, like you see people skateboarding on. A big, like, how do you describe a half pipe? It's, I'm struggling with this one. It's got, how do you describe a half pipe? If someone's never seen one before, I don't even know. It's like a ramp at both ends, like a big semicircle shape that you ride inside. Okay, like a pipe. Like half of a pipe, but a giant pipe that you ride inside. That's why it's called a half pipe. I don't know if that's a good explanation. But anyway, it was like that, and you stand on this thing in the middle that swings up and down. So it's sort of like riding on a half pipe, or at least it's supposed to give you the feeling of like riding a skateboard on a half pipe, and you had to like. That was another sort of rhythm. No, it wasn't a rhythm game, but you had to press the switch on the floor every time you went over the middle. You passed like the middle line of this half pipe, and if you did it right at the right timing, you would sort of spin around at the top, and you were trying to spin around as much as possible. And again, this was a game. It wasn't just a ride. So you had like 4 teams. With 2 people each, and depending on who was able to get the timing right, who was able to do the most spins, they would come first. So you'd have first, second, third, and fourth. And I thought, we're going to do really well on this. I don't know why. I was very confident. I thought, I thought maybe the trick was because you're going up quite high and you're coming down quite quickly and you're spinning around. Maybe it's difficult to sort of, find out like where the middle line is. Like, oh, I'm spinning around. I can't tell where I am. It's confusing. And I thought, I'll be okay at that. I'll be able to press the button fine. But for some reason, I couldn't work out what you were supposed to do. Like, we were standing on this giant floor switch. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe much, do I? It was a big square thing, and it rocked forwards and backwards. So you stood on it with both feet, and you kept your feet on it, and you could, like, rock it forwards, and you could rock it backwards. And you had to... Well, this is the thing I don't understand. I don't know if you're supposed to rock it just forwards or just backwards or forwards and backwards, or do you do it forwards the first time and backwards like when you come back down? Or if you do it forwards, does it make the thing spin clockwise? And if you do it backwards, does it make it spin anti-clockwise? Basically, I had loads of questions, and despite there being like instructions how to play the game, that you could read whilst you were queuing, and they were in English as well. It didn't explain. Like, it explained like, you stamp on the switch, you move the switch when you go over the middle line, and if you do it right, then you can spin around a lot and you can score more points. But it didn't explain all the details, and I wanted to know more. I had loads of questions, so we didn't do too well on that ride. I think we came... Was it second or third or something? I don't know. But we had a really low score, basically. And we saw some other people going on before us, and they were getting, like, about 4 times higher than our score, I think it was. So, yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't work it out, and nor could my wife. Very confusing. I wish... I want to go on it again, but I want to know, like, how to do it. Like, and then I can... What? I can... Like, I feel like I could play it properly then. I feel like I didn't get a chance to show the world what I could do on this game. Or show myself what I could do on this game. So I came off there feeling a bit like, a little bit annoyed. A little bit like, I could have done better if only I understood how to play it. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now because we've gone over the 10-minute mark. And I don't want to ramble on for too long. So perhaps I will pick this up again in a second episode. But until then, I hope you have enjoyed listening to it, and look forward to speaking to you again next time, soon. Bye-bye.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
New activation and upfront payment for 3-month plan required. Taxes and fees extra. Additional restrictions apply. See mintmobile.com for full terms.
Introducing Carvana Value Tracker, where you can track your car's value over time and learn what's driving it. It might make you excited.
Whoa, didn't know my car was valued this high.
It might make you nervous.
Uh-oh, market's flooded. My car's value just dipped 2.3%.
It might make you optimistic.
Our low mileage is paying off. Our value's up.
And it might make you realistic.
Car prices haven't gone up in a couple weeks. Maybe it's time to sell.
But it will definitely make you an expert on your car's value. Carvana Value Tracker. Visit Carvana.com to start tracking your car's value today.